Whoa, 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 whoa. Where am I? Oh yeah. I remember now. I'm in the Institute, aren't I? I'm hearing a bell. Oh, the Institute. That was the last place I transmatted into, didn't I? Oh, my head's still ringing. Ugh. Right. I forgot I was down here when I stand up. Right. Oh, that transmat really hurt. I made it. I think I threw up when I got here, didn't I? Let us see what weapons I have. Let's take it cautiously because I don't know how bad it is in here at the moment in time. Okay. An emergency relay button. Cool. Computer terminal. I don't know what I should do first. I know I got a few objectives I got to do in here. I've arranged the network scanner holotape into Institute terminal. Locating Dr. Lee. Sanctuary. Is there anything else I need to do in here? Not really. So, I got a feeling I've got to do this first. X3-24 validation. X34 VR. Error signal rerouted. So I'm guessing they picked me up. Maybe I should have sent all this through. Is that the one? That's not the one. Maybe I should have left a whole load of these back at the Red Rocket before I left. Typical. Network scanner, is it? Internal network detected. Initiate network scan. Right. At least I've done that bit. Check that. Right. Okay, Dr. Lee now. Did we take them?
Hello. I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, Step into the elevator.
I am going to put my weapon away in faith. Guessing that'll be the elevator there. Didn't we take that? You never know when you need it.
It's stuck.
Dang it. Okay. Oh, don't need to push the button.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
How astute. All this cleanliness. They could have taken all this up to the surface and helped people, but no, they have to stay down here in their clean places. Another elevator? Oh, great. I do hope I'm going the right way. Who's that? I can hear footsteps.
Would need the key.
Who's that? Sean? What? No, that can't be him.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Is that really you? That can't be you. You're a baby. Although what we saw in Kellogg's memories was a boy, but that can't be right.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
What? I'm your dad.
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, it's me. I'm here for you. We're leaving together.
Yes.
What's going on?
It's me.
Father?
Your dad.
Father!
I'm here, Sean.
It's okay. Open the door.
I don't know you.
It'll be okay,
Go away.
Sean. I'm
Father.
here now.
Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
What? I'm your father. No.
Please, Sean. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father, help me!
What have you done to him? What have you
Sean.
done?
S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated.
He's a synth.
He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Who the hell are you? Where is my son? Right now.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
Your eyes. Your eyes look similar to mine. The similar shade. What? I'm getting really bad goosebumps right about now. But I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
That's crazy. How can that be?
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in.
A lot?
In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And
60.
Here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why did they take you? It wasn't right what they did.
It wasn't right what they did. Taking you from me like that.
To you, that would certainly seem true. But to the Institute, it made all the sense in the world. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough.
It will never
Scientific
be
curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being, walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking, yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
But you're not. You are not immune. Because just before we went in that vault, we got hit by the blast wave of a nuclear detonation. So we all got slightly covered. So you cannot say you were unpolluted.
This really is a matter of importance.
And you've been down here the whole time. So much time.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Why get that idiot to work for you? But your mother, she never got to see you grow up. She was dead.
Your mother? She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral?
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
You in charge?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They need help up there. The whole place is so bad. And they're scared of you.
They need your help, Sean. It's rough up there, to say the least.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized Commonwealth government. It ended in bickering, infighting. It was a disaster. No. We look after our own now. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg worked for you. But he's dead. I stood over his rotting corpse.
Kellogg? He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Kellogg was... Let's just say he was more complex than you might think.
After what he's done, I'm surprised to hear you say that. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that?
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I don't know.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet
Dr.
them,
Lee.
and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Okay. Me and you are not finished here, son. There's something he's not telling me.
You call this a clean floor? Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust? Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Hey! He has no
Synths
voice.
aren't human beings, but supposedly they're the future of humanity. I'll never understand it.
Hey! That is why some people hate you. You're treating them as machines.
Look, Director, I'm gonna make same recommendation I did last time. We did everything we could. 4 years dedicated to preserving this Commonwealth Provisional Government. You've seen the same reports I have. It's falling apart and fast. We need a plan for what happens when that fall is complete. I know some of the other divisions have suggested we just cut off all contact, hide underground and pretend nobody's home. That would, in my opinion, be a mistake. We can't just give up on these people, and with the android program, we don't have to. We'll soon have the capabilities to deploy androids to the surface in great enough numbers to maintain order. Just think about it, all right? Keep it in mind moving forward.
From what I just heard then, oh yeah, we'll send up enough synths up into the surface to basically maintain order. You know what happens with maintaining order from a civilization that's possibly advanced? The underlying civilization get absolutely naffed off and they start fighting back. That's when things go wrong.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Sir. Oh, I don't think I can get used to that. Can I use the shower? What's the point of having a shower if you can't use it? Why is the toilet tank covers open? Okay. Weird. I don't get it. There's something off. Whoa.
Just a routine patrol, sir.
Okay.
I wouldn't be here if not for your son.
Hi.
Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
They look lifelike. More toilet stuff. Ammunition. I'll say that is. Oh, hi, Lawrence Higgins.
Hi, Doc.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
If that's how you feel, why not leave?
If that's how you feel, why not leave?
Because we could do so much more. But no, everyone is obsessed with these damn synths. It's wasted potential. That's what it is. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
Okay. You just go to bed. I'm just gonna have that jump.
Greetings, sir.
Excuse me.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Really? We.
Pardon me, sir.
What?
Always be vigilant. We have many enemies.
And it's synths like you that keep on doing it. What is in here? Looks like another room. Lab coat. I'll take another one just in case. Balcony?
I think actually lost his mind. I can't believe he really expects me to do this. I've always been on board with the Gen 3 program. It makes sense, but this? Nothing good can come from this. How am I supposed to explain to my staff that Sean wants a child synth for no immediately apparent valid line of research? And to base the physical features off records of his own childhood? It defies all logic. No, I can't do this. I won't.
Dr. Lee. Interesting. So apparently Sean wants a child synth to be like himself when he was a child. Okay, yeah, that's where we started.
I know you'll achieve great things here. We all do.
I'll be the judge of that. There. Okay.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks again.
Of course.
That's just rude. And they should all have a time to expire by themselves, not when you say so.
Terminal's gotta be somewhere.
Damn it. Clean water.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Suck up. Who's that up here?
Our technology must seem pretty advanced by your standards.
Excuse me, Doctor.
They weren't kidding. You really are here.
I am.
Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son. I knew my wife was dead.
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be.
I don't know.
I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm not on board with anything at the minute.
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built it?
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
Dr. Fillmore.
Hi there. Something I can help you with?
Yeah, you didn't finish answering my questions.
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course. Dr. Lawrence Higgs is our mechanical engineer. He oversees the major life support and security systems. Power distribution is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise, and Dr. Newton Oberly is in charge of food and housing. He coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are balanced for optimal nutrition. We also make use of a number of synth units for low-priority maintenance and labor.
Allie.
What's on your mind?
From what I just heard there, you're using the synths as manual labour. How, when you revere them so much, do you use them just as manual labour and nothing else?
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
Not really. Alright, so that's that one. Apparently there's one down here. Bioscience, great. What is down here, I might ask? Apparently, absolutely smeggle. There's a door there, though. Supplies. If they're so advanced, why do they need to lock doors? What is down here? Hydroponics. Not into looking at terminals, really. A Black Institute. Okay, I'll take that. Dang it. Okay, what do we not need? Alright. I'll put one of each of them back. Really? Damn it. Apparently I can level up, which is a good thing. barefooted? Friend. Yes. I'm still too heavy. Dang it. So anything I can get rid of. Okay. This is more like it. But still looks like a hydroponics bay to me. Gorillas? How can I have unlocked that?
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I'll reserve judgment until I know more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything more exciting than fake gorillas.
Speaking only for myself, I find them fascinating. Of course, I might be a little biased.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is. But I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm an outsider. Why would you like me to?
I'm an outsider. Would there even be a place for me here?
Even if science isn't your passion, there are plenty of ways to contribute. Our projects sometimes require an agent who can work on the surface to observe and gather information. From what I've heard, you're both fearless and resourceful. I think you'd be ideal for that kind of role. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay.
You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary.
You have any
Just pay
infirmary?
him a
What's
visit
the
whenever
point?
you
You
need
have
to.
sense.
You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Great.
Director Holdren seems very taken with you.
Hey, Doc.
Yes, yes, I'm sure that whatever you have to say is very interesting, but now simply isn't a good time.
Why not?
Working on something important?
All of my work is important. Now, if you're quite finished, I'd very much like to get back to these mental equations. They're difficult enough without the distractions.
Equations for what?
Equations for what?
Honestly, you wouldn't understand them.
Try me.
Now, I'm afraid I must end this little chat, although it's been so very diverting.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically engineered crops.
Great.
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results. You're here. Glad you made it.
Thanks. Are they synthetic? Okay.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on batch 273?
Oh, my head's exploded.